Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sure we've all had experiences with voice recognition. Google's had it. Even Nokia phones have had it for quite some time now. Windows phones have it. But Apple's really taken it to the next level and made it personal with Siri. And made it much more direct. You can just talk to your phone and you can understand. But when it jumped into this game, I think it underestimated the complexity of native speech. First you can have US English, you can have Singlish, Queen's English, and then you have even Japanese English. And then Australian is a whole different language. Try and throw this in Siri. I need a cold slab. Where's the nearest bottle that's open on a Sunday arvo? What are you going to get? What's Siri going to say? Are you looking for a bottle opener? What is it that you're looking for? What could that be? A cold slab? Cold slab of beer, of course. It's a cold slab of beer, a case of beer, it's cold. I'm looking for a shop that sells refrigerated beer that's open on a Sunday afternoon. Wasn't that obvious? Well, since I was so easy, it only gets harder from here. We'll try. Give me the grim and gory on Angela Baby. What's that? Well, as I'm sure our grammarian will explain. Where's the grammarian tonight? Our grammarian will explain tonight that that's rhyming slang. And rhyming slang is a uniquely Australian invention. A very skilled invention at that. It's very similar to a metaphor. I'm sure you know what a metaphor is. A metaphor is when you use a word or describe something where that word can't be applied literally. For example, I'm melting here. I'm not literally melting, I'm not dripping and falling apart. But it could be very hot in here, and that's what you could mean. As a rhyming slang is like, takes that to another level. Instead of just using a metaphor, use a metaphor that also rhymes with what you're trying to say. So grim and gory, gory details. What rhymes with grim and gory? Dory, glory, story. So what's the story on Angela Baby? And tell me, what's the grim and gory on Angela Baby? You're actually looking for the latest news and the story on Angela Baby. Now that we've got that, that was not that hard. We can have a bit of practice. So now you're looking for a little bit of trouble and strife. Where's trouble and strife? Look out, here comes trouble and strife. What are you talking about now? What rhymes with trouble and strife? Of course, it's none other than your wife. And your wife in Australia is not necessarily associated with marriage. So all those women that are laughing at that joke, it could mean any dominating partner. It could even mean a gay man, for that matter. So that's pretty easy. But how would Siri handle those types of slang? What would that throw you? Imagine, would it come up with your wife's phone number when you said looking for trouble and strife? Let me get to some more abstract slang. Abstract rhyming slang. Have you ever heard anyone say, Richard Gere is never far from Joe Pesci? Now that, Richard Gere, what's a word that rhymes with Richard Gere? Well, in Australia, they don't have the letter Z, so they start with the letter B, I guess, from the other side of the alphabet. And what starts with B is other than beer. Richard Gere rhymes with beer. But Joe Pesci, that's complicated. What rhymes with Joe Pesci? I guess that's kind of like sitting in an art gallery staring at a Salvador Dali. You either get it or you don't. Joe Pesci rhymes with esky. And esky is another Australian slang for a cooler. So have you ever heard anyone talk about an esky? You know that means it's a cooler box. When you say that Joe Pesci and Richard Gere are never far apart, it means that beer belongs in an esky. Should always be drunk and cold. With that, I mean, how can Siri ever survive? But there is a solution. There is a solution. I mean, the next time when you're not understanding what an Australian is saying, that's probably because they're drunk. But in case you give them the benefit of the doubt and you really feel like you're outclassed, or you just don't understand what they're saying, or maybe you're just bored of the conversation and just weren't paying much attention, there's an escape clause there's an escape phrase that you can always use. It's like a get out of jail card, free. You can always use this one to pull off, to get out of any situation. And what it is, no worries, she'll be right. You can apply that to any situation, no matter what it is, and it'll get you out of this situation. No worries, she'll be right. So your friend's telling a story. Trouble and strife is just giving me grief. No worries, she'll be right. I'm going to be in the streets soon, living out, kicked out of home. Don't worry, you'll be right. Might even, times are tough these days. Might lose my job. No worries, she'll be right. I might have left the barbie on. I can smell a bit of smoke. The house is on fire. No worries, she'll be right. That's the house that my great-grandfather built during the war. No worries, she'll be right. I think I might have a cold slab of beer on the kitchen counter. Crikey, why didn't you tell me that before? We'll grab a hose and put the fire out. And Bob's your uncle. Thank you.